Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video, and in today's video I'll be showing you guys a new tier list for all the roles in the new update again. And let me tell you yet again, so much has changed, especially in the jungle and the dragon lane. And as you can hear, there is some background noise. Now I'm just testing this out. Let's see if it's gonna be nice with the video, right? The background music. So let's immediately get into the Baron lane. And by the way, it gets interesting at the jungle part, so don't miss out. You don't want to miss out on that part. Okay, so the Baron lane, there's one thing that I still agree on that I said in my previous tier list, which is Gragas is absolutely broken. Guys, Gragas, why am I not seeing him? Why am I not seeing Gragas in ranked games? Like, I've played so many games, and in only like 10% of the games, maybe 20%, I've seen a Gragas. While this champion is absolutely the most broken champion in the game, well, in the Baron lane right now. Tank Gragas, Hybrid Gragas, AP Gragas. AP Gragas not as much, but all these things are so incredibly powerful, and it's just insane. Like, Gragas is OP, guys. Here we have Graves. Graves really powerful, as I thought, you know, when he came out. I'm sorry, not when he came out. When the new items came out, they made him super strong in the Baron lane. Riven as well, guys. See, the thing is, Riven does have some counters, but if you pick her in the right draft, she's gonna be incredibly, insanely broken in the Baron lane. But keep in mind, you have to pick her in the right draft. You know, all these champs, Camille, Malphite, Garen, Renekton, they're all really good in the Baron lane. But Darius, I've put Darius in the S tier again, because in solo queue, honestly, even though Darius got big nerfs, he's still the type of champion that can capitalize on like one enemy's mistake in solo queue and completely hard carry the team fight. That's what makes him S tier, really. Like, if in pro play, he would definitely not be S tier. He would be way lower, but in solo queue, S tier. And guys, Fiora has actually dropped from the S tier to the A tier. And let me tell you, this little HP nerf that you guys thought was little was actually not little, and I already knew that because I remember when they did that to Darius, which absolutely demolished Darius. The 40 HP nerf really hurts Fiora's early game. It really hurts her early game, and honestly, like, also against Graves, for example, she can't really do much against Graves. See, the thing is though, Fiora counters Gragas, which is the top S plus tier champion. So if the enemy picks a Gragas, you can still go for Fiora and actually win your lane. But keep in mind, Fiora is not a free lane anymore with that HP nerf. Teemo is quite high up in the A tier, guys. This is solo queue, and even in high elo, like, I've had success with Teemo. I've had so much success with Teemo. I don't know why. Like, you may think it's a troll champion, but he's actually so strong. Vayne as well, guys. Vayne, Baron lane. Go back behind Teemo. This into the right comp is it's just insane. It's just insane. But the reason that I did not put it in S tier is because Vayne is not a tank. She doesn't fit in almost any draft, because in solo queue they kind of expect you to go for like a tanky Baron laner, right? Like, take a look at all the top tier Baron lane picks. All of them are at least somewhat tanky, right? Vayne has zero tankiness. Same for Teemo, by the way. But Vayne, you just have to draft her right. Your team needs to have tanks. The enemy team has to have champions that cannot completely burst you down. If that's the case, you can demolish the enemy from your Baron lane. Oh yeah, here Akshan. The green foot is Akshan, by the way, because this list doesn't have Akshan yet. He feels underwhelming. I don't want to say he's bad. I've actually put him a bit too, maybe here. He feels underwhelming. He's not bad, but he's also not good. He needs a little bump. If he gets a little bump and is in the middle of the A tier, he should be fine. Okay, now on to the jungle tier list. Let me just get straight to the point. This is the first time we have ever seen the actual Master Yi not in the Yi tier. There must be something going on, right? So let me tell you immediately what is going on right now. The previous tier list, I told you guys, if that video reached 2,000 likes, I would consider making a Master Yi video. Now let me tell you guys one thing. I've played like 15 games of Master Yi, okay? And I did all of that because of that tier list video. And if this video, okay, listen carefully, if this video reaches 2,500 likes, which is a lot of likes, I know, I will guarantee you that I'm gonna play like 100 games of Master Yi and bring you guys an absolute banger Master Yi video and teach you everything about Master Yi and how to get good at Master Yi, because I'm already getting pretty decent at him. So that's the challenge for today's video. 2,500 likes and I will guaranteed make a Master Yi video. No more tricks, no more tips. Guaranteed Master Yi video. Let's see if it's gonna happen, man. I wonder. Okay, let's now talk about the jungle tier list. On top of the jungle tier list, we have Kha'Zix and Lee Sin. These champions are just very reliable, right? They can like do very well in any game. Lee Sin, incredibly powerful in the early game. Kha'Zix, also powerful in the early game. And just, they have so much. They can do so much. See, the thing is though, they're both bad at late game team fighting. But in solo queue, it matters, of course, but what matters more is early game domination. Because you guys have seen it, right? Where if you lose early game, your teammates are like, FF, I'm done. People lose motivation. And these champions are the type of champions that can make you lose motivation, right? Like, in competitive, they're definitely not the best. Like, no one would pick Kha'Zix in a competitive game. Everyone goes for Wukong, Camille, you know, champions like that. But in solo queue, no, these are the top champions. And after that, we actually have Xin Zhao. And let me tell you about Xin Zhao, guys. Xin Zhao is like a dark horse. He's the underrated champion right here. Xin Zhao counters Kha'Zix and Lee Sin because he can easily catch up to them. Xin Zhao is actually really strong. Is a really strong duelist. He can offer a lot to teamfights with his ultimate, and he's just good, guys. He's just good. He's way better than you think, and he's just good. I might actually pick him up and maybe make a video on him, but we'll see. But he is really good. After that, we have Graves. You know, Graves were still really powerful with phase rush, especially to get that movement speed in the jungle. Yet again, with the new items, Graves is incredibly powerful. Wukong, we all know Wukong is good. Camille, Rengar has risen actually. I put Rengar below earlier, but now with the new items, especially the Solari Charge Blade, because he absolutely spams his abilities. The amount of burst damage that he gets from the Solari's Charge Blade is insane, guys. Insane. Also, Essence Reaver is also quite good on him because it gives him burst. Just like all the items, like a lot of the new items really synergize well with him. So that's what makes him S tier, guys. I want to talk about Fizz as well. Fizz has risen a little bit, and even though Fizz jungle got nerfed, people are just getting the hang of Fizz again. And I've played quite a lot of games in the new update, and let me tell you guys, Fizz is so strong. Fizz is so strong. Like, I underestimated Fizz. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I really underestimated Fizz, and this champion is just still incredibly powerful. The one-shotting potential is just so absurd. And now let's talk about Master Yi, guys. Master Yi. So I've played him. I've seen him being played. The thing with Master Yi though is, okay, let me tell you, he's not terrible anymore. But you have to pick him in the perfect draft. So you cannot pick him into champions that can hard CC you. Let me give you some examples of champions that can hard CC you. Annie, Malphite with his ultimate, Twisted Faith with his cards, Senna with her second ability, the Root, Seraphim's Charm. You know, the list goes on. The list goes on. Varus ultimate. All these things are pretty much unplayable for Master Yi. So if the enemy doesn't have a single champion that has like a stun, root, knock up that's longer than 1.5 seconds, then you could pick him. Only then you could pick him, guys. And he's like an all-in assassin. He's basically like a Katarina. He feels like Katarina in some way. Let me tell you in what way. Because his first ability, the cooldown gets reduced. No, sorry, not his first ability. All of his abilities, non-ultimate, the cooldowns get reduced massively when you get a takedown. So when you get a kill or an assist. So if you catch out an enemy off guard, right? Like if an enemy makes a mistake and you catch him out, you reduce your cooldown so you can spam your abilities. Same as Katarina, right? Where if you kill an enemy or get an assist, all your abilities are going to be off cooldown. So yeah, that was it about the jungle. Let's now move on to the mid lane, and this tier list is also very interesting. It changed quite a lot as well, so let me talk about it immediately. Ziggs has risen all the way up to the S+ tier again, and I knew Ziggs was really good. Like in competitive, Ziggs is broken. In competitive, Ziggs is absolutely broken. But in solo queue, he is as well. And I might be a bit biased because I am really, really good at Ziggs, right? Like whenever I play Ziggs, I just absolutely dominate the game. But I've also seen other people's Ziggs, and it made me confirm that Ziggs is just broken, right? Ziggs is just S+ tier broken, almost S++ tier. He has everything, but especially like during Dragon and Baron fights, there is no champion like Ziggs. There is no champion like what Ziggs can do. If the enemy starts the Dragon, they're doomed because all your bombs, you're gonna rain absolute terror on them, guys. So just Ziggs has everything. He's completely broken in the patch. Akali, I was hesitating to put her in the S+ tier because she's actually quite hard to play, and that's the thing that perhaps makes her a bit balanced, I would say, because if you're an incredibly good Akali, she's definitely S+ tier. You can absolutely hard carry games, and that's why she's being banned, right? That's why Akali is getting banned. But just an average Akali would not be S+ tier. It would probably be on top of the A tier or maybe at the bottom of the S tier. Okay, Aurelia, really, really good. It's a very high skill champion, you know, like Akali, and people are getting better at her. Aurelia, really, really strong. S tier, guys. Katarina she got nerfed, right? She got that 10% damage nerf, but still so powerful, guys, in solo queue. So damn powerful. Corki with the new items, insanely strong. Galio, S tier, and let me tell you when to pick Galio. Against Akali, Katarina, and Fizz. Basically these three champions. Oh, and Diana. Against melee AP champions. If you pick him against melee AP champions, he is S tier. You can completely dominate your lane and you're just gonna be so damn powerful. Zed, solid, guys, solid. I thought that the new Crystal Power item was gonna be the demise of Zed, but no, Zed is actually solid. Not amazing, but solid. Lucian mid lane, very strong. Tryndamere mid lane, I've made a video about it earlier. You should check out the Tryndamere video that I made. And yeah, you know, these are all just solid champions. But there is a certain champion that I really want to talk about, which I underestimated. Annie. I have always put Annie in the D tier. And let me tell you, in the new patch, I saw quite a lot of Annies in my team and in the enemy team. And let me tell you, Annie has like insane one-shotting potential. Her passive, which gives her the 2-second stun on an empowered ability, is pretty insane. And I don't think it's broken. I think it's like people are gonna explore it a bit. She might actually rise, and I might make a video on her. We'll see. But guys, Annie is good. You know, Annie is actually good, better than I thought. Okay, on to the Dragon lane, and here, as I said, the whole list turned all the way upside down. So let's first talk about a thing that we saw in every Dragon lane tier list up until now, which is Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa has always been in the S+ tier, and now I've dropped her to the S tier. Let me tell you, Kai'Sa didn't change at all. Kai'Sa is still broken, right? And I do this because she's still the same. But the thing is, there is other ADCs that are more broken than her right now because of the new items. So let's first talk about Lucian. Lucian is the obvious champion, right? Like he benefits the most from all the new items, because every time he uses an ability, he gets an empowered attack. Like he does the double attack, and like with the Solaris Charge Blade, with the with basically all the items, it's just perfect because you spam your abilities, which synergizes perfectly on all the items. Lucian is completely broken. I should have honestly made a whole tier for himself, now that I'm thinking about it. He's maybe in the middle between S+ tier and S++ tier, in the middle. After that, a champion that we never thought would ever enter the S+ tier. But let me explain first before I actually receiving comments. I actually think Vayne is S tier, but I put her in the S+ tier if you draft her correctly. Vayne is the type of champion that you really have to draft correctly, right? Like you don't want to be picking her into these big assassins that can completely one-shot you. You want to be picking her against tanks or just against champions that just can't one-shot you. If the enemy cannot one-shot you, you are going to be broken. So bear in mind, pick her in the right draft in the Dragon lane, with the right support, right, with Lulu especially. If you pick her with Lulu, it's basically the new Jinx Lulu. Completely, utterly broken. It's completely, utterly broken. S plus tier, Vayne. Believe it or not, she's just completely broken. Xayah, we all knew Xayah was S plus tier. She's just really, really good with the new items, right? Ezreal, also really, really powerful. Varus, and let me tell you about Varus, guys. I might actually make a video on him too. There is this one item. Jesus, I'm so bad with item names. It's not Mortal Reminder, but the other armor penetrating item. Cyril does Grudge. Cyril does Grudge. Whenever you do physical damage, sorry, whenever you do ability damage, so damage from your abilities, you will slow the enemy for 30% for 1 second. Now, of course, it works with Varus' first ability, the arrow. So when you shoot your arrow in team fights through like 3 or 4 enemies, they are all gonna get slowed, guys. Like this is massive for Varus. This makes him so powerful. And now let's talk about Draven. I thought that Draven was going to be broken in the new patch because of the new Bloodthirster and Solaris Chargeblade, but he really isn't. He's just underwhelming compared to all the other ADCs because the other ADCs just benefit way more from the new items. And I want to talk about Ziggs here. We have Ziggs in the A tier. Now what the hell is Ziggs doing in the A tier? By the way, guys, if you're still watching, you know I'm doing the skin giveaway. Giving away 10 skins on YouTube, 5 on Instagram. All you gotta do is put down a comment under YouTube videos and Instagram posts, right, to enter. So Ziggs in the A tier. Let me tell you why. The new support item, I don't know the name. The support item that gives you ability power to you, to the support, and to your mate. I should really get better at names. No, I don't know the name. I don't know the name. But the new support item, you guys know which one I'm talking about, right? Which gives you ability power, and whenever you heal or shield an ally, you and your ally get ability haste and ability power. So when you go for like Sona and Ziggs, for example, and you get that item, Ziggs gets a lot of bonus ability power. And it's pretty big, guys. Like, you're always gonna get buffed by your support when you play Ziggs with that item. And you're just gonna be getting a lot of bonus ability power, which is huge. The damage, like, Ziggs is already broken. And then on top of that, you're gonna be dealing so much damage. But keep in mind, you only wanna be picking Ziggs in the Dragon Lane if your team has, like, a lot of attack damage already. So the enemy doesn't just build magic resist, right? And Jhin has also risen all the way up till the back of the A tier. So it's still pretty bad, but he's not absolutely horrible now. And that's because of the new items as well. They work really, really well. Pretty well. Not really, really well, but pretty well with Jhin. I made a Jhin video a few days ago, so you should definitely check it out if you want to play him. Let's now move on to the support tier list. And as you can see, I haven't put anyone in the S plus tier. I feel like no one is broken in the support role. It feels a bit balanced, but not very balanced. Let me explain. Nami definitely feels like the strongest support. She is just crazy powerful in the new update. Janna is also really strong, but she doesn't feel as strong anymore, right? She's not broken anymore. She's really good if you're playing duo queue. If you're playing with an ADC that you trust, then she's gonna be really good because of that third ability. But otherwise, meh. Senna, very, very good. Senna is just insane. And she's like this. When you don't believe your ADC is gonna carry the game, you just pick Senna and carry the game yourself, right? So Senna is like a super damaging support. Lulu is, guys, I don't want to say Lulu is back, but Lulu is insane. She's so powerful. Her abilities are just crazy, and it's like people are rediscovering champions again. Lulu with Vayne, Lulu with Jinx, Lulu with Kai'Sa even, Lulu with Xayah. It's all insanely powerful because of the shields, the bonus attack speed, the bonus damage, and the ultimate that you have. It's just insanely powerful. Braum has gone down a little bit, but if you pick Braum in the right draft, like I picked Braum today against an Ezreal, he's still very powerful. Like, he can provide a lot of value with his big shield, right? Like, if you're playing against a lot of enemies with projectiles. I was also against a Twisted Fate, by the way, so I was just blocking his cards all the time. So if you're against those types of champions, then pick Braum. He's actually really good into them. Alistar. I want to talk about Alistar, guys. I honestly feel like people are underestimating Alistar. Alistar is really, really powerful, but people just don't play him. Her. I haven't figured it out yet. They just don't play Alistar. But the thing is, though, with the new items, Solaris Charge Blade deals true damage, and when he uses his ultimate, I feel like he still gets killed. I played a little bit of Alistar, and like I used my ultimate when I was at 30% HP against a Lucian, but he just killed me with the stupid damage of the Solaris Charge Blade. He just kept dealing true damage to me, and he just killed me. Also, because Vayne is broken, Alistar support questionable, right? So, you know, he's in a bit of a weird place in the meta right now. Sona, I thought that Sona was gonna be broken, but it's just, she's so weak in the early game. But when you do get to the late game, she's S tier. She's like maybe even S plus tier. But getting to that late game is not always gonna be easy on Sona, guys. So, yeah, that was it for the video. Thank you guys very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.